everyone, it's Rita Peterson with Everything Homemade, and I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite essential oil blends today. If you don't know much about essential oils or you're just a beginner, check out my video right here. I go through step by step on my top 10 oils and how to use them. So definitely check that out first before you watch this video, as I'm not going to overlap a whole lot of information here. I am also a fiction author, so if you like drama, action, romance, definitely check out my series. All the links are in the description box below, so definitely check them out. I am also currently working on a cookbook right now called Everything Stevia. So because of my own personal health journey, and if you want to know my health journey, you can definitely check out the video right here as well. But because of that health journey, I have learned how to cook with stevia. I am making my own stevia extract, and I am creating tons of gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free recipes. This week I am going crazy with making different kind of pies. I made a few squares, but just this week there's cookies, cakes, pies, puddings, drinks, different kind of spreads, basically all kinds of desserts. This recipe book will teach you on how to grow stevia, how to harvest it, how to preserve it, and of course how to make stevia extract. So definitely check that out, as I am pushing for it to come out in fall 2022. So if you would like to follow and keep up to date on what I am baking, go to Instagram at Everything Stevia 77. Follow me. You can also check me out on Facebook, Everything Stevia, or just type in at Everything Stevia 77. So let's dive right into this essential oil blend, and I'll show you how easy it is to make. So the blend that we're making is called the Thieves blend, and you can Google that and just type in Thieves essential oil, and you can find some pretty cool history on how this blend was created. So it is also expensive to buy. Like, you can actually buy the Thieves blend. Young Living sells it, a few others sell it, and it's pretty expensive if you want to buy the blend. But if you can make it yourself, you will save a ton of money. And these 5 essential oils are actually listed in my top 10 essential oils. I always have them stocked. They are incredible when you use them alone, like eucalyptus. You can use this one alone really easily, but it is also a part of the blend. Lemon has tons of uses, and we're gonna go through lemon. Cinnamon bark I mostly just use for this blend. Rosemary also has some really good health benefits by itself as well, and same with clove bud. So even though I am using them for this blend, that's not all that I'm using them for. But for today, we're just going to do this. Now you'll notice that I have some painter's tape on all these bottles here, and that is just the communication in the house that I have, where if it has painter's tape on it, that is the working bottle, because I always have extra, and it's just a way where it creates less confusion. I have a large family, and so this is just a really easy way to identify which bottle is being used. So let's go through each essential oil. So the first essential oil that goes into it is clove bud. And the next one is lemon essential oil. The next one is cinnamon bark, then eucalyptus, and then rosemary. And this is actually in order from, you use more clove bud than you do rosemary, so it's going in descending order. Now the recipe for this, what I do is I have a bottle here, and it actually is labeled. It's actually labeled with the recipe, so that way I always have it on hand. This is my Thieves bottle, and this is the Thieve recipe. So we're putting 40 drops of clove oil, 35 drops of lemon, 20 drops of cinnamon, 15 eucalyptus, and 10 drops of rosemary essential oil. You can double this, triple this, you know, multiply it 6 times, 7 times to fill this whole thing up. I have a little bit left. You can see it's down to here. I'm just going to do this round once, but you can make this as many times, but that is your ratio right here. And like I said, I just buy these little stickers at my local Staples or any kind of office supply store. Really simple, but it just is so easy to stick it on there. That way you're never running around trying to find how much of lemon oil did I put in there, and it just makes it really simple. So I'm using doTERRA essential oils. This is not a sales pitch at all. I don't get any kickbacks from them. I use them simply because they work. They're not cheap oils, and with essential oils, as I do cover in the beginner video, you get what you pay for when it comes to essential oils. For the container for this particular blend, I prefer to have an eyedropper bottle. It's way easier because you're using drops when you want to use this. So it's simplicity. Now you can buy these at any kind of health food store, empty bottles. You can also look online. Lots of people just in the free section go, hey, I got all these bottles, you want them? That's where I collect most of my bottles. Definitely never throw away any bottles like this if you bought them and they do have an eyedropper. Always keep them because they come in handy, and it saves you lots of money if you don't have to buy them. So that's, and you also want a bottle that the light can't penetrate through, because light wrecks essential oils. So whenever you store essential oils or your blend, you don't want them in direct light at all. In a cool, dark location is best. Okay, so let's get started here. So I'm having everything on a cutting board because my bottles are dark and my table background is really dark, so that way you can just see it. You do not need to do this on a cutting board. It just shows a little bit better on the film. So I'm going to start with clove bud. Now clove bud is, oh, I just love the smell of clove bud. So I am putting in 40 drops of clove bud. It's as simple as counting the drops that go into it. 1, 2. So there we go, 40 drops. You could definitely see how slow clove bud oil comes out. It's so painfully slow, but you got to remember that not all essential oils come out that slow. Take a look at lemon. We've got 35 drops of lemon to go. Notice the difference. Okay, so you notice how much faster that was. The other thing is, if you get 1 drop over, because sometimes it's really hard to stop the essential oil. Let's say you hit 35 and now you got 36 or maybe even 37 drops, it's not the end of the world. You know what, sometimes when I'm baking with essential oils, I stop, if I want 10 drops, I stop at 9 drops because there's always going to be that extra drop. So now we have cinnamon bark, and that's at 20 drops. Oh man, if you guys could smell the essential oils, oh, it's just, I love the smell of this. And now we're going to do eucalyptus. Eucalyptus comes out super fast as well. And we're using 15 drops of eucalyptus. And then the very last one is rosemary, and we are using 10 drops of rosemary oil. Whoops, and if you get one off the side, just wipe your bottle off. Okay, clean it up. Now I would also like to mention that not all essential oils you can use for internal use. Internal use means inside your body. Lots are used on your skin, but a lot of doTERRA can be used internally. So if you also get a high quality essential oil, you can use them internally as well. Now, not all essential oils should be used internally, like tea tree, for example, but they're like tea tree and eucalyptus, for example, but that's just knowing essential oils. They should say on them, like lemon here, it should say that you can use them internally, and it does. Right here it says to take internally, so you can definitely check that out. You'll realize that cheap supermarket essential oils you can't, because they actually add things in that you shouldn't have internally. So don't just take any essential oils internally. You have to know your essential oils, but high quality ones you can, especially the ones that are allowed, especially the ones that are favorable for the human body to be taken internally. So once you have that mix done, put on the lid, make sure it's on tight, give it a little shake, and it's ready to use anytime. So I use Thieves for colds and flus. It's really good for rashes as well. I mean, you have lots of antiviral essential oils here, antifungal, antibacterial. You got it in this blend. So this blend is really, really awesome. You know, if you got a sore in your mouth, you can make, you know, diluted, you know, put a couple of tablespoons of water in a cup and put, you know, 3 drops of this in and swish it in your mouth for a minute every night, and it'll help heal anything that's sore in your mouth. It also disinfects your mouth. You can add this to the cream. So if you watched my video, I made actually a skin cream on there. You can add Thieves to that blend. If you got rashes or need, or you got, you know, pus coming out of a cut, add Thieves to it. You know, think about anytime you want to kill a bacteria or fungus, or, you know, colds and flus, it really helps to open up the airways. It also helps with sore throats. You name it. This is my remedy when anybody is under the weather in the house. You can take Thieves a couple of different ways. You can definitely put it under your tongue. So if you drop your head back, you put a couple of drops. I kind of put my tongue like this, and I put it right underneath it. If you put something directly on your tongue, it can burn, and that way it hits your saliva glands, and your saliva kind of dilutes it. You kind of can swish it around in your mouth and then swallow it. That'll take some of the, I wouldn't say burn, but it's a little bit hot. You kind of, it tastes really good, but it's a little bit hot. Another way to do this is if you just take a teaspoon, dip it in a little bit of honey, not all the way, just the tip of it, of your spoon with honey, and then put, if you're an adult, anywhere from 2 to 5 drops on that, and then take that. You can take that 3 times a day. If a child is sick, I recommend 2 to 3 drops 3 times a day if they can handle it. Honey really takes that heat off of it, and honey can soothe your sore throat as well. You just don't want to overdose on the honey, because honey, again, it is a complex sugar, but it is a sugar, so you do not want to suppress your immune system. You need to keep your immune system at top notch working. So just a little bit goes a long way. The other thing is you can also take a little bit of stevia extract, and you can put a drop of it in, and that sugar taste will definitely help with again, that little bit of heat behind this particular essential oil. The other way you can do it is just take a couple of tablespoons of water in a glass, put your 2 to 5 drops in if you're an adult, kind of swish up the glass, because this is oil, and oil just settles on top. So before you want to drink it, just swish it up so the oil breaks up a little bit in the water, and then quickly take it. That way it's already diluted and goes into your system. If you are working with it with hand creams, I will go through more hand creams as I do a lot more essential oil videos here, but you want to just add that straight into the hand cream. The other thing is, if you want to put it onto your skin, definitely take a teaspoon of oil. Oil, you can use olive oil, you can use hemp oil, you can use melted coconut oil, you can use olive oil, jojoba oil. Basically, the oil is the carrier. So you've got sensitive skin. Skin is sensitive, and so what you want to do if you've got a rash, a really easy way, if you don't know how to make any hand creams or whatever, is just in a bowl mix a teaspoon of carrier oil. I prefer an oil that at room temperature just stays liquid, but if you only got coconut oil, it will go to a solid at room temperature, but the second you put in your finger and move it around, you can remelt it and the essential oil is in there as well. So you can use a teaspoon of your carrier oil of choice, put between 2 to 5 drops of essential oil in there, dip your finger in and rub it on the rash or the cut or the infected cut or whatever you need to put it on. So definitely there's lots of ways to use it. This Thieves is always stocked in my house. It is the #1 go-to remedy for any kind of things that I have already mentioned. And it's so easy to make. So if you got any questions, definitely put them down in the comments. If you have any medical conditions and you're looking for advice with that, please do not mention it. I am not a doctor, and I will just leave those comments as is because I do not want to give any kind of medical advice. This is for your information only, and you can take it from there. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.